A Luke marathon is a formidable thing. Make a one man weep, make another man sing. Hours of movie talk to feast your ears upon. More than feeling, that's a Luke marathon. He don't need jet planes, don't need cars, don't need McConaughey or his buddy Tars. He just needs a Connie and a pitcher for H2O. Now sit back and watch the show. That's a Luke marathon. Whew. So, what you're about to see I recorded a couple weeks ago, but I hadn't posted it yet because I hadn't finished writing the lyrics to what you just heard. So, now that that's complete, on with my video on Luke's most recent 24-hour Ryan Chataway Marathon. Enjoy. Luke did a video for the Chataway Marathon, the 24-hour Chataway Marathon, with his fiancée Connie, of course, just like last year, and it was highly entertaining, very, very long. But the bulk of the video, basically the 4.5 hours or so, is them talking about the movies that they've chosen to see. And, you know, I was actually, before I started this, I thought I should go through the video and just see what percentage of the video is just them talking about movies versus all the other skits and stuff like that. One of which I happened to be in, which was really cool. If you haven't seen it, at around the 3-hour mark, there's a segment where he invited several YouTubers like myself to shoot half of a conversation and send in the video, and then he would film his half and include it in his video. And he did that with me. He asked me to participate, and I was like, great. So he set some guidelines, and then I wrote up a script, and then we each shot our half, and he cut it very nicely in the video. It turned out really great. The theme of his marathon was sort of whether or not he was going to be getting rid of his discs and going with all streaming. And when I wrote our conversation, I kind of was thinking about bringing up the fact that streaming services will pull movies and you won't be able to watch them anymore. Luckily, there was another guy on there who brought that up as well. But it was really fun to do. I really enjoyed it. I made a sort of some notes on the films that they saw. Some of which some of them, the ones I saw, I've seen before, and a lot of them I haven't. They tackled quite a lot of them over the course of 4 days. But some of the most fun stuff, of course, doesn't really have a lot to do with the marathon itself. They did a riff on Spaceballs, and there's a couple Back to the Future references, and one of the guys that he talks to supposedly starts his segment by singing the theme from Luke's videos. When he has the little closing title card, there's a little bit of music there. He was singing that. That was pretty cool. But my favorite bit was the game of headphones that he and Connie play. And this is sort of similar to the last video, the marathon he did last year, in which the highlight pretty much is his interaction with Connie while she's attempting to dump water onto his head. This was a really funny segment. The game of headphones is one person puts on a pair of headphones and listens to really loud music, and the other person will say a movie title, and you have to read their lips in order to figure out what movie that they're talking about. I've never played this game, but I came across a really great piece of music that I was introduced to in the 90s called Hergest Ridge. I'll put a link below if you want to hear it. And there's a certain point in the album where the music gets extremely energetic and loud, and if you turn that up full blast, it's like 6 minutes of uninterrupted noise. That's really a lot of fun. Not heavy metal or anything like that. It's instrumental, but it's really cool. So yeah, I wanted to say very entertaining marathon video again. I kind of preferred last year's video just because it was a little bit shorter. I'm not sure about the whole eclipse segment. Maybe that could have been a separate video, but it's not up to me. I mean, it's easy to skip over on YouTube. You just move the cursor along. But yeah, if you're curious about seeing my little appearance in that, it's about 3 hours in. I mean, at the 3-hour mark in the video, out of a 4.5-hour video, something like that. So I'm at work right now. It's very, very early in the morning, about almost 4:30, and in about an hour I'm going to start preparing breakfast for the hotel, for the guests of the hotel that are staying here. I've been on duty since just before 8 p.m., so it'll be an 11-hour shift, a little bit longer than usual because someone basically had to bow out. I have my laptop set up right here at this desk. As you can see, I was basically making some notes on, it's a little out of focus, it's kind of hard to see, but this was the itinerary that Luke and Connie had. These were the movies that they watched. And I made some notes on here as to, some of my highlights and what have you. This office is basically where I work here in the hotel. This is like the main desk. I spend, of course, some time watching some YouTube because late at night there isn't a lot of stuff to do. Got my headphones here plugged in, and there's the phone, and there's the printer and fax machine, and I've got a few items laying around that I'm going to have to clean up. But of course, there's plenty of time to do that. Sometimes I'll bring in a DVD to watch on the computer just to help pass the time. This one is with Jeremy Renner here. I actually didn't take the time to watch that because I got a little bit too tired for a long-form video. It's easier sometimes to look at the short stuff instead. Anyway, there's a printer there and a file cabinet and another computer. And there's a refrigerator where we keep eggs and juice and cream for the coffee. We got coffee brewing right now. And there's all the stuff like the cutting board and the little receptacle for the cream and juice and what have you. And there's some raisins and brown sugar, and this is where we keep the hard-boiled eggs, and this is where we keep the slices of bread and English muffins. And there's some apples. And we come out here, and this is like the main foyer of the lobby and everything like that. This is where everyone checks in, it's where I sit. And this is the parlor. And it's at this table right here where we lay out most of the stuff for breakfast, a lot of pastries and things like that. Got some lights on right now. And we set the oatmeal and the bread and the toaster over here. And then we've got tea, water for tea goes in there, and the coffee goes there. And there's a pitcher for water and some newspapers. And these gates right here. This is an old building. This building first opened in 1927, and it was residence for young single women, and they would have a house mother, aka chaperone, aka bouncer, who would chase away the suitors. And we got one floor down below there with 4 rooms, and we've got floors up there, the 3rd floor, the 4th floor, the 5th floor. And each of them has a hallway like this with rooms, and that is basically the hotel where I work. That is where I work right now. So anyway, not a room tour exactly, a hotel tour. There you go. Some of my previous videos have the rooms in them if I get a chance to use one to shoot a video in, but maybe I'll do a little video on that at some point. Anyway, I wanted to do a movie about Marvel and some of the stuff that's upcoming, and of course I've got this series, but I wanted to mention Luke, of course, and his marathon, because it's just so much fun. Takes a little while to get through, but it's a fun video. I'll see you all again real soon. And any of you who subscribed to me recently, thank you very much. And don't forget, in the link below, in the description below, there's a link to the Facebook page where I not only post videos, but also a few other people's videos, and just videos that I've been enjoying in general, and other stuff, articles too. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. It's early evening now. Sun's still out. It's very nice, so I thought I'd give everyone the daytime view of the parlor.